Here's the thing nobody tells you about morning routines. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. We've all seen the videos, the aesthetic linen sheets, the matcha whisked to perfection, the 2-hour meditation before the sun even thinks about rising. And look, if that is genuinely your life, if you have the luxury of a 2-hour silent sanctuary every morning, I deeply respect it. But for most of us, especially if you're running a household, if you're a mom trying to get a toddler into socks while answering a quick message, or if you're just someone managing a high-pressure calendar, that version of productivity doesn't feel like inspiration. It feels like a setup for failure. It feels like one more thing you're supposed to be perfect at, in a world that already demands too much perfection. I didn't get promoted twice in 12 months because I became a monk. I didn't get those raises because I started aesthetic journaling. I got promoted because I stopped treating my morning like a performance and started treating it like a pregame warm-up. There is a massive, life-altering difference between those two things. A performance is for an audience. A warm-up is for the athlete. When people ask me, what does your morning routine actually look like? They expect a list of supplements and yoga poses. But the reality is much more tactical. It's about career psychology. It's about mental real estate. This is the routine that took me from being the person who works hard to the person who leads, and I want to share exactly how it works. Before I tell you what I did right, I have to tell you what I was doing wrong. I'd wake up, and within 30 seconds, my hand was reaching for my phone. It's a reflex, right? I'd check my email, then the news, then back to email. By the time I'd even put my feet on the floor, I had already absorbed 3 other people's emergencies, 2 headlines that made me anxious, and 1 urgent request from a client that quietly ruined my mood for the next 4 hours. I was starting every single day in reactive mode. I was letting the world dictate my emotional state. I was carrying other people's stress into meetings where I needed to be sharp, confident, and clear. The problem wasn't my workload. It was that I had 0 mental ownership of my day before the day started owning me. The second you open your phone in the morning, you hand over the steering wheel. You spend the rest of the day wondering why you feel like a passenger in your own career. If you want to be promoted, if you want to be seen as a leader, you cannot be a passenger. Phase 1, the sacred window, before the noise. Whether you live alone or you're waking up before everyone else in the house, those first 20 minutes are sacred. They are non-negotiable. This is your window before the world starts making demands. If you're a parent, you know this window. It's that quiet time when the house is still, the air is cool, and nobody has asked you where their shoes are yet. This isn't just me time, it's strategic isolation. The rule I implemented was simple. No phone until I've had water and I've been awake for at least 20 minutes. This isn't spiritual, it's biological. Your brain in the first 30 minutes after waking is in a state of high neuroplasticity, but it's also more vulnerable to stress and emotional contagion. If you see a tense email from your boss the second you open your eyes, you set a cortisol pattern in your body that you will still be feeling at 2 p.m. You are literally poisoning your own productivity. Instead, I do one small physical thing that signals to my nervous system that I am in control of this environment. I make the bed, I clear the kitchen counter. It sounds almost embarrassingly simple, right? But for anyone running a busy household, that clean counter might be the only thing that stays done for more than 10 minutes. It's a psychological anchor. It's tiny, physical proof that you started the day with intention, not just reaction. Phase 2, the to-win list versus the to-do list. Most people spend their morning mentally rehearsing their to-do list. High performers rehearse their outcomes. There is a massive psychological difference between thinking, I have a meeting at 10 a.m., and thinking, I want to walk out of that 10 a.m. meeting having shifted the conversation toward my proposal. One is a calendar entry. The other is a strategy. Every morning, while I'm making coffee, while I'm getting the kids' lunchboxes ready, while I'm doing the life stuff, I run through 3 questions in my head. I don't always write them down. I don't need a fancy planner. I just need focus. Question 1. What is the one thing I need to accomplish today that will actually matter in 6 months? Not the urgent things. The important things. Urgent things, like emails and admin, will always find you. They are loud. Question 2. Is there a hard moment coming today that I need to mentally prepare for? a negotiation, a difficult feedback session, a presentation to the executive team? If the answer is yes, I don't avoid it. I rehearse it. I see myself staying calm when a stakeholder gets pushy. I think through my opening line. I don't want to walk in hoping for the best. I want to walk in with a plan. Question 3. Who do I need to be visible to today, and how? This question changed my career more than any other habit. Promotion isn't just about doing good work. It's about that work being seen by the right people. If I know my skip level manager is going to be in a meeting at 11 a.m., I decide then and there, I will not stay quiet in this meeting. I will contribute one meaningful insight. I stopped being a participant and started being an authority. Phase 3. The legacy work sprint. This is the structural change that moved the needle the most. In the year I got promoted twice, I realized I was wasting my best cognitive energy, my sharp, creative, strategic morning brain, on the low-value task of inbox management. I was doing the not-so-hard task of answering emails at 9 a.m. and saving my actual career-defining work for 3 p.m. when I was already half depleted. I was giving my company my leftover energy for the stuff that mattered most. So I flipped the script. I started doing 30 minutes of legacy work before the official workday started. Legacy work is the stuff that gets you noticed. It's the strategic document nobody asked for, but everyone needs. It's the analysis that makes your manager look like a hero. It's the initiative that has your name on it when a senior role opens up. If you're a mom, this is your pre-shift. Maybe it's the 30 minutes between school drop-off and your first Zoom call. Whatever your window is, the rule is no email, no Slack. You do the big rock first. By 9 a.m., I had already done the hardest, most career-relevant thing on my list. The rest of the day was just gravity. Phase 4. The armor. Dressing for the job you want. Let's talk about getting dressed. I know it sounds superficial, and I promise you it isn't. I stopped aiming for pretty and started aiming for ready. There is a version of getting dressed that is about aesthetics, and a version that is about psychology. The second one is the one that gets you promoted. I built a work uniform. Not a cartoon character version where I wear the exact same thing, but a small rotation of outfits that I know make me feel competent, capable, and authoritative. Why? Because I don't want to waste a single drop of decision-making power on a Tuesday morning wondering if my blazer matches my pants. Even if you work from home, the armor matters. On the days when I had a high-stakes negotiation or a senior presentation, I dressed for that meeting before I even opened my laptop. It changed my posture. It changed the resonance of my voice. Your brain responds to physical signals, and how you show up for yourself is the clearest signal you can send. You want to look like the person who already belongs in the room you're trying to get into. Phase 5. The transition ritual. The last piece, and the one most people skip entirely, is what I call the transition ritual. It's the bridge between home you and work you. Before I logged on or walked into the office, I gave myself exactly 3 minutes. One slow, deep breath to lower my cortisol and signal to my body that we are safe and in control. One statement of intent. I am here to lead this conversation, not just take notes. One check-in. Where is my opportunity to be visible today? Those 3 minutes meant I wasn't just showing up to see what happened. I was walking into the arena as a gladiator who had already decided how the fight was going to go. The reality check. When it all falls apart. Now, I want to be 100% honest with you. This routine did not work because I followed it perfectly every single day. There were mornings where the toddler had a fever, the coffee machine broke, and I didn't sleep more than 4 hours. There were mornings where phase 1 was just trying not to cry in the shower. On those days, I didn't scrap the whole thing and call myself a failure. I used my minimum viable routine. No phone for just 5 minutes. One legacy task for just 10 minutes. And the outfit. Always the outfit. The goal was never perfection. The goal was a higher batting average. If I could bring intention to 60% or 70% of my mornings, I was still operating at a fundamentally higher level than the person who starts every day in a state of panic and reaction. This routine didn't give me the promotions directly. I still had to do the work. But the routine gave me something hard work couldn't. Consistency under pressure. When the stakes were high, I showed up grounded. Leaders notice the person who remains calm when everyone else is reacting. They notice the person who brings strategy to a meeting instead of just status updates. They notice the person who seems to have an extra gear. That extra gear is found in the morning. It's found in the quiet window before the noise starts. It's found in the decision to be the pilot of your day rather than the passenger. So stop trying to be the 5 a.m. monk. Just start being the person who owns their first 20 minutes. Your career and your sanity will thank you.